So, this is the Combat Station. I'm your host, Ty Matthews, and today we have a friend of a channel. And last weekend, okay, just and winner from last weekend, Jesus Ramos. So, hey, Jesus, how you doing, mate?
Doing good, man. How are you?
I'm good, mate. Can't complain in it. So, Jesus, let's just start off. How do you feel at the weight class moving up?
I felt good. I felt real strong. It was the first fight week that I wasn't worried about making weight. I was just worried about the fight. I was worried about my game plan, and I felt really good. I felt really strong, and it wasn't a lot of suffering that week.
Any damage you took in that fight, or are you completely fine?
Just soreness. Other than soreness, we bumped elbows, and it was like the fifth or the sixth round, and I was just bruised up from the elbow to the shoulder, but no, nothing serious, just soreness, man.
So, do you feel this has been your hardest fight of your career so far? Because obviously, you won every round, but he brought you good 10.
Yeah. I would say he was the toughest opponent so far. He had a good game plan. They had a good game plan, and they came out trying to execute it. So I had to adjust. I had to take some notes and adjust to his style, and then once that third round began, I think I was really in control.
Were you feeling the power same power you had at welterweight in the new weight class?
Yeah, I feel like I did. I feel like I did have the same power. Just Brian Mendoza, he's a tough guy. He's a durable guy. He had never been knocked out, and he showed he had a hell of a chin. I was getting him pretty clean, and like I said, I felt strong. So I feel like my power did carry with me to the weight, but I just feel like Brian Mendoza was tough.
Well, obviously tough opponent and good step up. So, have PBC gave you any inclination what's going to be next? Have they gave you any idea what they want to do with you?
Yeah, it's looking like we're gonna get one more fight in before the year ends. So it's looking like early December, and if I think it's a good time frame. Right now I'm training. October comes around, we'll start picking up the pace for a fight for the December fight.
So, would you want another opponent around a Brian Mendoza level, or do you want to maybe get a bit of a step up?
I think for me each fight is a step up. So we went from Javier Molina to Brian Mendoza, so I feel like it's only right, to get another opponent, either a little better than Brian, around the same competitive fights, and I can keep learning from that fight with Brian Mendoza. So that's the goal, I mean, it's just to keep learning, keep growing as a fighter, and hopefully we'll get an opponent soon, and it'll be a good step up, a good little step up.
So, are you looking for the slow build of your career or the long build? Because obviously, do you feel you're ready for a high level fights already, or do you want to just keep getting fights like this? Because obviously you got time. What do you want to do with your career?
Yeah, like you said, we have time. So right now I feel comfortable where I'm at, and I feel like we're pretty advanced, for my age. So I feel like we just gotta keep learning. Like I said, keep learning and improving. I feel like if I keep like this, 3 or 4 fights, I can start stepping up against, ex world champions, maybe even. But I mean, the main thing is just staying focused and learning after each fight. Like I said, we took a lot from this Brian Mendoza fight. Now we gotta, go back in the training camp and implement everything that we learned.
Would you say you're done with welterweight forever now? Is it gone for good, like middleweight?
Uh I think next fight we're gonna try maybe 152, 150, see how I feel, and then if I still feel good, we'll try for 147.
Okay. So going forward now, obviously at like middleweight, what would you say? Who do you want to fight the most in this weight class? Because Jamel Charlo, Brian Castano happened. What champion are you aiming for if you're what rankings?
Yeah, that's obviously those are the names that we gotta, focus on because those are the current champions. So, a fight with Jamal Charlo would be great, but Brian Castano as well. Those are good fights, and those are the fights that we want. Essentially, if we're gonna be at 154, those are the fights that we gotta focus on, and you know, and anybody that has a belt, we gotta focus on them. So, a fight with Jamal Charlo, that'd be good. Yeah, I think the pressure that Brian Castano brought him in the last fight was making him uncomfortable, and that's kind of my style. So, and study them a little bit. But like I said, and anybody with the belt is the main goal right now.
Last time we had you on here, we spoke some fight predictions, and we spoke about Manny Pacquiao yugos, I believe, and you believe Manny Pacquiao would win. What did you think of that fight when it happened? And did you watch the fight? I promise I did.
Yeah. I watched the fight, man. Uga surprised me. He surprised me because he was able to control Pacquiao the whole fight. But I feel like styles make fights, and I feel like Manny Pacquiao was a perfect style for Ugas because Ugas likes to counterpunch. So he doesn't like to go out and look for a fight. He likes when they bring the fight to him, and that way he can just counterpunch. So I mean, he looked real good doing it, and I give him a lot of props, a lot of credit for that because he looks super good.
They're talking about Pacquiao. Well, Pacquiao has said he may want the rematch with yugos, and yugos has said he'll give him it. How do you see a second fight between them going if they step in there again?
I think it's tough for Pacquiao at this age. It could have been the layoff. He was off for a long time, but I don't know. It could be the age as well. He's 42. I personally, I wouldn't like a rematch for him. I would hope he just retires, and enjoys his family. I think he left a good legacy, and it tends to happen, when boxers just don't want to give up, and they kind of, towards the end of their career, they just keep fighting, and kind of don't do as good as in the prime years. And I think that just it makes them look bad on the record, considering they have great legacy like Manny Pacquiao. So I think he should just retire, and like I said, enjoy what he's accomplished.
Also coming up, they've recently confirmed Sean Porter versus Terence Crawford. I just want to get your prediction on that because that is a very interesting fight.
That's a very interesting fight, man. And I gotta give props to Sean Porter because he's always fighting the toughest opponents. He got Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, Ugas. I mean, he's in there to fight. It's fast Spence. He's a great guy. He's a great fighter, and those are the type of fighters that boxing needs nowadays. The best versus the best. I think Crawford is gonna take this one. I've been in camp with Crawford and them, and I've seen how they work. I've seen Crawford. I've been with Crawford in the ring, sparring, and he's just a different fighter. He's a complete fighter, and I think that's gonna show in this fight. It's not gonna be easy. Sean Porter, he likes to come forward and pressure, but I still think Crawford has enough to pull it off.
You've just mentioned you've sparred Crawford before. What was the experience like?
Like I said, man, he's a different fighter. He's always thinking in there. He's always thinking. We were doing 4-minute rounds, and the whole 4 minutes you would just be thinking in there with them. And you could throw 10 punches around, but you would just get tired because of the fact that it was mentally just draining because you were always thinking. Like I said, always he was trying to get. He was trying to stay 3 steps ahead of you, and you're trying to do the same. So you're always, like I said, thinking, and that just drains you. It drains you of all your energy. And like I said, you could throw maximum of 20 punches around, but you would still get tired because of all that thinking.
Well, Jesus, I just want to ask you, a year from now, where do you see yourself?
A year from now, I hope for, closer to a title shot. Maybe even fighting for one, getting ready for a title shot. I feel like the pace that we're going is pretty good. I feel like we're staying active, and each fight is tough. So I feel like with all that knowledge, all this experience that I'm gaining after each fight, I feel like in a year I should be fighting for a world title or at least pretty close to a world title shot.
Well, Jesus, we're probably gonna wrap up now. But after this win, anything you want to say to your fans? Tell your fans, give your fans a message after this.
Yeah, you know, thank you guys. Thank you all of you for your support. Thank you, man, for I know I remember our last interview and you know for taking your time to interview me again today. So thank you, man. Appreciate that. And you know, I think a lot of great things are coming, you know, in the future. And just keep supporting. Thank you guys and stay tuned for what's to come.
Well, Jesus, it's been a pleasure. Hopefully, whatever weight class you're in, welterweight, light middleweight, hopefully you can keep going forward and keep getting wins, mate. And thank you for coming on.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate your time.
This has been the Combat Station. I'm your host, Down Call It. This has been Jesus Ramos, and we're out.